Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be working on my 77K10. I'm going to be getting ready to paint it soon, and one of the things I wanted to do was get these body lines straightened out. So as you can see here, I got the door, it's sagging, here's the cab, and then here's the bed. So I'm not an expert. One of the things that I discovered was the bed is solid mounted to the frame, the cab rides on bushings, and the door rides on hinges and way out of alignment. So I believe you need to take the front fender off to get to the hinges. So that will be another day. Today I'm going to work on trying to get this cab aligned to the bed on both sides. It's sunk on each side about 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. So got the new bushings over here. Unfortunately, they're polyurethane. Couldn't find rubber ones. So we'll go with these stiff polyurethane ones, put them in there, and we'll see how it goes. So is it just me, or does everybody take a long amount of time getting the lifting arms underneath the frame? So I don't know. Now I do a wiggle test. So here's something that's interesting. I don't know if you can see it. A lot of movement there. So hopefully these polyurethane rubber deals, body mounts, will fix the problem. We'll see. Let's crank her up. Okay, here we go. So I've got it lifted up, and I've got my safety supports, front and back. If I wiggle it now, it's pretty sturdy on there. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't. But I'm gonna be really probably maybe cranking it on, because here's some of those bushings that I need to replace. But I'm gonna be cranking on that. I don't want it falling on my head. Chances are if it falls on me, I'll live through it and then be in a lot of pain the rest of my life. So nobody wants that, especially me. So here we go. As an example here, you'll see this is the bushing that's going to go in up here. And right now it is about a good 1/4 inch taller than the old factory one. And this is a 1977. Do the math. I don't have a calculator, but today's 2023, so it's pretty old. And those bushings have seen better days, and hopefully I'll get those body aligned, changing those out. So I'm going to start with the back. I'm going to do this one and that one first, and then we'll go from there. But before we dive too deep into this project, got to get ready. Now that that's on scene, I'll be ready to dive in. Just trying to figure out how to do this without killing myself. I may take a floor jack, piece of wood, push up on the body right there. Just really need to raise it a 1/4 of an inch or more to get that bushing out, get the new ones in. We'll see, but I'm going to loosen them all up. There's that one and that one. I think there's just 2. And then they gave me ones for the radiator support up front. I'll do that after I take the fenders off to do the hinges. So how many of you guys up north can do that with your rusted out Chevys? Look at that, comes right off. I'm telling you, you should only be buying cars from the South. Oh, bummer. I need an extension. Let's go to level 3. Thought that smart ass comment about up north was going to bite you in the ass, but it did not. There we go. Yeah, there's, I don't know if you can see this, but it's pretty nice. There is, can you see it? Shiny metal on the frame there. That rust, you guys get up north, man, that is a killer. I'm starting to think I'm going to need to lift this bed way off to get that out, because it looks like the spacer is connected to this washer on top. And I'd have to lift that bed a good 4 inches, I guess. I'm gonna read the instructions. Well, nobody said it was easy. Reading through the instructions, this shaft does in fact connect to this washer. It's right on top. And they also say you gotta cut it to 3 3/4 inches total depth. So I've gotta raise that up at least 3 inches, or maybe I can angle it to get it out. We'll see. Oh boy, hang on, here we go. All right, I'm gonna lower it back down. I'm gonna put the arms on the cab. After I remove all the bolts, raise it up in one shot and see if that does the trick. Here we go. I'm gonna try and lift it from the cab. It says not to. The instructions, and then the front one is on the bottom of the cab on a frame support or a bottom. Oh, success. Got it out. So thought about it. I am not, you can see that, but I am not going to cut this. I'm going to use the original one that came with it. It's that long, so I can use the original bolt. But this piece here is going to get replaced. Okay, it's a tight fit. I need to clean this up. So let me clean that up, and then we'll get it reinstalled. All right, just took it over to my sandblast cabinet. It's convenient. Packed it full of some red and tacky grease. Hopefully it doesn't squeak. So just push that all together, and I'm going to get that thing reinstalled. Here's the driver's side. I'll do the same thing to it. My only fear now, I don't know how much this is compressed, but uncompressed, the polyurethane, and the polyurethane is not going to compress. So the rubber one does. I can do it with my hand. I can get a good 1/4 inch compression on that. So we'll see what the body alignment looks like when this is all put back together. Okay, the driver's side's done. I'll put it together. I'm just going to set it down and we'll see if we have alignment. So now it's just as I thought. The cab is now riding higher than the bed because those bushings are too big. See it here too. So now I can shim the bed to make it fit the bushings. I don't know. I'm going to have to drink a beer on this one. Okay, I think I'm going to cut those bushings down. But before I do that, here's the ones that are in the front of the cab. I'm going to replace these with the polyurethane ones and then remeasure, go from there. But I think those back ones need to be cut, I don't know, probably 3/8 of an inch, maybe less, so we'll see. I've replaced the front ones and the rear ones and had to jiggle the cab back and forth, left and right, to get it centered up. And so here's where we're at now. So if I look at this line, this is the body line of the bed, and it transfers to the bottom line there. And the top line is the body line of the cab. So now the cab went from being about 3/8 too low to 3/8 too high. And it's the same on both sides. it's off. So if you look down, the side, it's off a little bit and it's going to bother me. So hate to do it, but this $100 kit from that company is now pushing my bed too high. So I am going to pull them back out, trim them down 3/8 of an inch, and then we'll see where it goes. Just measured it, and here's the bushing that came out, and it's got like these full circles, and then it's got like a circle that's been cut in half. Well, I found that if I just trim from the base of that circle, that'll put that where it needs to be in alignment. There we go. I shaved one of them down. You can see the height difference, and I think that'll be good enough for government work when it comes to, I used to work for the government. Trust me, that's good enough. I think that's going to be enough right there of a drop. And to do it, I use my Craftsman belt disc sander. Put a new belt on it, 80 grit. Oh, it's a little loose. I got to fix that. Holy shit. It's falling apart. So I'll fix that and then do the next one and make a huge mess. One of the other things I'm doing is, here's the factory sleeve, kind of mounts on the car that way, on top of the frame. Then this bushing kind of slides up in there, but there's a beaded weld between the tube and the bottom, the washer. And when you get these from that company, it's completely flat. So what I found is when I put this together, it stops on the bottom of that bead, and you get probably an 1/8 inch gap, which I'm sure it'll compress on there, but could also lead to squeaking and other problems. So I'm going to just use a knife, cut a relief so that sits in there nice and flat. Okay, done. See that? No gap. So put those back in there. We'll lower down. Hopefully we are aligned. Okay, that did it. It is now to my liking. The top line is the body line on both sides, and it's finally nice and where it needs to be. So that's it for today's video. Nice and easy, quick one. And please subscribe or like, leave comments. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But the next video is coming out. I will be starting to do body work and paint. The next set of videos, I'll be taking the front fender off this side. I'm going to work on one side at a time. Take the hood off, which weighs 1,000 pounds, especially for one person. It's pretty big. But I'm going to take the hood off, get the fender off. I'm going to get this door lined. So all the body is aligned, and then I'm going to start the body work. And then hopefully get this thing painted. So I'm going to go with the blue, single stage blue with the traditional white stripe down the side. So I think it'll look nice. Stay tuned and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See ya. Happy New Year.